As many of you know, Kyle Busch had a little blow up with the media yesterday, just about what happened during the race. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. We'll continue the championship series tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but then I thought I had to do this because it's more recent, and then the other ones are kind of awkward, especially considering Kurt Busch is in a weird position that he's below the cutoff. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let's get into it. Just going to show you the clip real quick before we talk about Kyle Busch.
There with the 53, they're late.
52, get it right. Don't know.
How did that impact your car?
Killed it.
What did you think? Were you happy that you were able to come back after the early damage
Nope.
to your car? What happened there at the beginning of the race?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Sure. How about the heat? What effect did the
Felt
heat
great.
have on you? No fine out there the whole time?
Any thoughts that you're going to a place where you won last year in Richmond?
Nope, can't pass there.
You feel okay about your chances overall?
Don't care.
Does it help any at all that you have the bonus points coming in here, coming out of this race?
Just here so I don't get fined.
Do you feel like if you had been able to get the top 10,
I'm answering the dumbest questions over and over again. Am I good? We're waiting for NBC. We've got NBC coming for you. Yep.
At the beginning, I couldn't get in here.
So obviously Kyle Busch not happy with the situation yesterday, obviously hitting the wall early and then rallying all the way back. He was running in the top 10. Then he ran to the back of the 52 car for Garrett Smithley. He was not too happy with the situation. Lap car, those cars, the 52 car, Rick Ware Racing, they don't really run well. They're probably top 30 at their very best. They're not the best cars in the field for sure. So obviously you see them a lot when you're lapping them if you're a guy like Kyle Busch. And yesterday, Smithley went to the high middle line. Byron dove to the inside. Kyle Busch was trying to get a run on Byron. He was trying to just outrun him, run a different line. He decides to run the same line. Smithley rear ends him. There was not a crash, but it did jack up the front of Kyle Busch's car, and that pretty much ruined his day because it messed up his steering or something. Handling the car just went away. The car was super tight. He had to back it way off. He was running on the very high line, and he fell all the way to 19th. He is still like 30 or 40 points ahead of the cutoff line, so he's still good from that perspective, but a crappy start to the playoffs for Kyle Busch considering how they came in with their point situation and where they wanted to finish, how they wanted to start off with some momentum, a couple wins or just stage wins or points or something like that. And obviously the 52 car kind of ruined that yesterday. So here's where I stand on it. Kyle Busch did also go to Twitter. He was on Twitter a lot yesterday, last night, just tweeting off about things he was not happy about, and reasonably so. Obviously, after a day like that, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to want to vent. You're going to want to go off and stuff. You're going to want to blame someone. So I can understand his frustration. He had just rallied back from his first incident. He was running well. He was in the top 10, contending for a top 5 potentially, and he runs into the back of a car who probably shouldn't be in the field. Like, they don't do anything unless there's a big crash that they happen to survive. So he rear ends him, and it ruins his day. So he is going to be mad. I fully understand. Like, everyone's been mad. Everyone wants to vent, but sometimes you got to keep it a little bit more composed. Maybe wait till you're back home and just, like, yell at a wall or something. I don't know, but Kyle Busch was not happy. He took it to Twitter. He did state a few facts there. He did say some things that were true. He responded to some fans, which is kind of funny. Like, I like that about Kyle Busch, is that he responds to the haters. He thinks it's funny. I think it's funny. So I think that's cool that he does that just because it's funny. I do like to see, like, people like Kyle Busch, when they are getting a bunch of hate and stuff like they normally do, they respond to those people and kind of like sarcastic and stuff. I've always liked that. I've always liked that side of Kyle Busch. But then he kind of took it too far. As you saw in that media clip, the media, those people are just trying to do their jobs. They're going out to report. They're going to ask the drivers questions. They're just saying, hey, how was your day? Obviously, something happened at the end there, and we want to know what your perspective is on it. Or what are your thoughts on next week? This week you obviously want to forget. What are your thoughts on next week? They're trying to reach, just interact with the driver, trying to get something from them about what happened. And if they don't want to talk about that, maybe next week or just in the future in general. And Kyle Busch didn't want to talk about any of it. And the reporters are just doing their jobs. I mean, seriously, that's their job. As I said, they're just trying to get an interaction with the driver. They're trying to get something for their company, whether it's Fox Sports, NBC News, local, like Las Vegas in this scenario. And he's a hometown driver, so there's going to be a little bit more coverage of him that week because him and his brother Kurt are from Las Vegas. And he got really mad. He started pulling to Marshawn Lynch, who did drive the base car, and said, I'm just here so I don't want to get fined, or whatever the saying is. I think it's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. And then he started saying, don't care, whatever, don't care. I'm just here so I don't get fined. And then finally he turned around and, of course, stated to his PR guy, they're asking me dumb questions, and I want to get out of here. Can I leave? And they said, you have an NBC interview. Don't lose your cool. So that's not cool, Kyle Busch. Like, I understand being frustrated and venting out, but the media's just trying to do their job, man. Like, just let them do your job, answer their questions. Even if it's a short, simple answer, like the don't care stuff's got to go. Like, you just got to say, hey, we had a bad day. That's even good enough. Or, hey, we should have done better. Something like that. Don't just say, don't care, whatever. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I think it's a little disrespectful. I think he's better than that. He's got to do better than that. He's got to mature a little bit more when it comes to that aspect. But other than that, it was fine. Like the Twitter thing, everything he did on Twitter. I mean, I didn't read every single tweet. He might have had a bad one. I don't know. But I thought some of them were pretty funny. But as for Kyle Busch, yeah, just mature up a little bit when it comes to those interviews. It's like answer them a little bit. He did with the NBC interview go with a little bit more detail. So he did that, and he did make a little joke about insurance in there. But yeah, that's it. That's where I stand. I'm fine with him being upset and venting out a little bit, but he kind of disrespected the media. They're just doing their jobs. So there you go. We'll start up the championship series again tomorrow morning and probably in the afternoon. But if this goes past the second race of the playoffs, then it's going to be awkward because the guys are going to be in must-win situations. So I'm trying to get that done before Saturday night. But thank you for watching this video. If you did, leave it a like. Leave it a big fat like. And if you want to subscribe, because I know you do, you desperately want to subscribe to this channel, subscribe.